So think of this as kind of the introduction of Networking Beat, as you'll learn more about. But then what we really want to do is, I used to cover trade shows every month, and we always had panel discussions of experts. And so we want your eyes and ears, almost like reporters, if you will, as contributors to what are you seeing out in networking? What's there, what's missing, what's interesting? How many of you know yet about Event Raptor? So what we're here to do is to introduce you to new things that are happening in the industry, new ways to, become a speaker in the industry, for example. And there's so much going on in the industry wide. There's good and bad, frankly. Some of it is a lot of attendance is down in many groups because people are not really understanding how to follow up and why they should follow up and invite people to their group or other groups. So that's what we're going to be concentrating on, is help to grow all groups. We're going to be posting this on Eventbrite to reach another 20 million people who are seeking things. It's the #1 search engine in the world, and that's how we get an awful lot of new leads from networkers all the time because of posting on Eventbrite. So we'll be talking more about that. So let me get going now. Now, today's meeting is about our choice of using Dr. Greg Sanders' great experience in community building with the Max community. Many members of the Max community are here today, and this has become, after all the research I've done putting on big networking events the last couple of years, this has become our #1 choice where we can focus on follow-up. I think that is the biggest missing ingredient in the networking industry. We want to focus on the follow-up. So we have two things to announce. #1 is that what I'm thinking of the Max community is the Max follow-up community. This is where we're really going to have more meetings that are based on follow-up communication, tips, tricks, ideas, how to follow up with strategies, psychologies, because there's a lot of resistance. People have fear of rejection or fear of follow-up. So we're going to be talking about how to overcome any resistance to follow up here, your mindset, and technologies. Now, with this new marriage and merger and focus on both the Max community and on Networking Beat, that's going to allow me to give a lot more promotion to anybody and everybody in our panel discussions and really raise people to take your experience in networking and make you a thought leader about networking in the industry. Your expertise becomes more valuable when you understand not only what you have to offer, but all about networking, inviting people to networking events. So we're going to be talking about your best practices. We're going to do it in a different way. We're going to use the chat box. We're going to fill it up with content and information. We're going to be doing stories on it. And one tip that Greg said to me, since we are really using your comments to stay current about follow-upping in the chat box, if you're in the breakout room with somebody and you really like what they post right then, copy and paste it. So what I would do right now is open up a document or a Google doc or something. Have a doc open right now so that you can grab somebody individually, grab their information out of the chat box, copy and paste it into a document, because we are going to be using the chat box in a very different way. A lot more about getting your news and information about, and be thinking right now about your best practices and tips and ideas for follow-upping to get the most out of this. So we're going to be talking. We're going to do a dialogue of all of our experiences. Greg and I are kind of like a panel discussion. And then while we're talking, we're going to ask you to put your information, your ideas in the chat box. We're going to do it in segments, and we'll look at the chat box. We'll comment on it after breakout rooms, after we get a chance to see what's in there and everything. We also are going to be introducing new platforms from Team Huddle, where I think this is one of the coolest new platforms on the planet. And when I got my own account, now some people know I only want to stay with Zoom. It took me long enough. We get that. You don't have to do it. You don't have to switch anything. We're going to accommodate anybody and everybody. But we're also going to introduce other platforms like Huddle Team. James Sayers is here, and he is my account manager. That's why he's here, is to represent Huddle Team, where we're going to be coaching and teaching a lot about how to use it for follow-up and training. It's amazing, especially if somebody is kind of an introvert. You can use the broadcast part of it with pre-recorded videos to help you. There's so many things we're going to be going through and teaching you about Blitzer, Autopilot Blitzer, about Event Raptor. We're going to be talking about a lot of news and information in the networking industry. And mainly we care about the human voices of the industry, and that is you. So we don't want to just promote events. We want to promote the networkers in the industry. So James will be in there. Now, this was built, he'll explain it. I'll let him do it. Explain it, that it was built on the back of free conference call. It's a great platform, decades of experience behind it. So Greg, any thoughts that you have? The Max community members who are here, and they're going to be ambassadors in breakout rooms. So without further ado, let me introduce co-founder of NetworkingBeat and the founder of the Max community, Dr. Greg Sanders, longtime educator, my friend. Greg, take it away.
Hey, everybody. Thank you. And Mike came up with this great new term. I call him the new Shakespeare of networking. He said it's follow-upping. I don't know if we're going to get it in Webster's this week or not, but he said follow-upping is the process of doing follow-up. And he said, that's the critical thing. That's it. And I kind of pushed back a little bit. I said, Mike, should follow-up or follow-upping really be the ultimate goal of business networking? So many other things factor into running a successful business. Aren't there other things more important than follow-up? So Mike, go ahead and respond to that. Let's just have a dialogue for a couple minutes here.
Well, it's called business networking. We're here to do business. And can anybody argue with this, that if you can't go deeper with somebody, you don't do business in 2 or 3 minutes? What business does that? I've been covering trade shows every month, 1 to 3 media marketing trade shows for 15 years. So, in networking, the time is artificially cut off. You were talking about it earlier, Greg, about how, you got to keep your time really short. Well, that's cool for a quick introduction. But guys, if you are not going deeper with people, what I call listen and learn. Now, that's not only a skill, that's a thing. So we really need to listen and learn to get deeper with people. Barry can't tell you everything about Melaleuca in 30 seconds, okay? So we got to get deeper. And that is, if you're not doing that, you're just wasting your time. In fact, one of the things that I always say is, with networking without follow-up, a terrible thing happens. Nothing. Okay. And with follow-up, a great thing happens. That's everything. You build relationships, you get referrals. But, we understand that people are people. We're running businesses. People are new to networking. I hope you guys are putting in any ideas of your own in the chat box and comment, agree, disagree, whatever. We're here to learn from you, get the feedback. We can provide solutions. We want to know what you need. If it's psychological, strength, unstoppable mindset, whatever. But anyway, that's what it's all about, guys. We got to concentrate on that. We got to be able to agree to get together with other people to go deeper, not just elevator pitching, too shallow. We got to go deeper. We got to get to know each other. And if you don't have listen and learn mentality, attitude, and strength, that's what you need to learn. And it's fine. But that's the difference between amateurs and pros. You know what the difference is? Amateurs don't get paid. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah. So, Mike and I took about 10 or 12 minutes for this question. We can't do that here today, but we basically gave ourselves the mic. We did not interrupt each other. We just let Mike, go and say his complete idea. I did the same thing. I guess the main thing that I was trying to say is that networking is a form of building a relationship with someone, right? It's like dating your wife or dating someone and then saying after one date, let's get married. That's not usually how a sale happens. There's a series of interactions that you have with someone. And so I said, I mean, following up is great, but I've seen follow up done very badly. And that's actually going to be the topic of our next icebreaker. So we're at 4 minutes. We're going to stop. But if you have any quick comments about what we're talking about, how does follow up rank in a lot of other things that you think are important to building a relationship and having a healthy business?
Greg,
okay.
We do have a poll question ready. We want to know your thinking, so we're going to do a number of poll questions. Just these are real quick. I just launched the first one, so go ahead and tell us your thoughts about the importance of follow-upping. Are you networking? Are you follow-upping? To me, follow-upping is a verb. It's like exercising. You may not want to exercise, but you know it's good for you. You can get better at exercising. You can get in good shape. There's so many benefits to exercising. And just like there are a lot of great benefits to follow-upping. And you guys can see for yourself that there's definitely, this is from you. This is you talking to you. So can you guys see the results of the poll? I'm sharing the results of the poll, Greg. Can you see them?
Yes, we can.
That's it. We'll share all this information stuff that's going to be shared on Networking Beat to make you guys current and see where there's room for improvement and how we can all grow all groups and grow our income. Take it away, Greg.
Okay. The question for us is, on a scale from 1 to 10, how good are most networkers at follow-up? How high on the priority list does follow-up rank in running a business? So I'm going to make this short, and the other ambassadors answer the same question. I'm Greg Sanders. I'm zooming in from Greenville, Illinois. I'm the founder of the Max community. And I guess I've seen it mixed. I've seen some people with excellent follow-up and other people who say that they're going to follow up and they don't follow up at all.
Hey, I'm Tom, Union City, California, and I help people with living insurance. Follow-up is a key thing in my business. It not only keeps the client or the potential person interested in what you're doing, but also when you follow up with others, it also allows you to hear what their needs are and then be able to help them.
Happy Thursday. I'm zooming in from San Francisco, California. My name is Joseph Fang, and I'm a financial educator and special strategist. Now, to the question follow, I think a lot of time I see about 50-50. And I see some people like, they do follow up pretty good and some don't. And for my personally, I think follow-up is very important because you're meeting someone and you don't follow up with them and you just don't show your interest. And then you don't, and the average, they have a things that follow up to get your business going. So I think follow-up is very important in any business.
Tanya, you want to give us some instructions then about the breakout rooms?
I'm going to send you into the breakout rooms. We'll do a countdown. You'll automatically move into it. And then there'll be a 1 minute countdown for the last minute before you come back into the breakout room. So you don't need to push any buttons. It'll go automatically. Have fun.
Thank you. Here we go, everybody.